round 3 at the Norse Gods Championship 2022. We are at Shiprock Disc Golf Course in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. This tournament is sponsored by Central PA Disc Golf and also brought to you by our Patreon family. I'm Dave Oster here with Kevin Gleason. Are you ready for this back nine?
Yes, I am. And again, thank you for the invite. My name is Kevin Gleason, team captain of Latitude 64. Very grateful, very happy to be able to be doing this commentary again. And right now we're starting off hole 10, par 3, 257 feet. You want to miss that tree directly in the middle. Right side seems to be better, but you can get there going off to the left side. I think most of these guys, other than Mike, will probably be throwing sidearm to the basket. And like I said, as long as you don't hit a limb or a tree, you'll get a putt on it.
And another blind basket from the tee pad seems to be a little bit of a theme for this course, but
and just like I said, Jake pushed it a little bit too left, but fairly easy up and down from where he's at. This is that tree. Might have Nathan a little bit up to the right, or no, excuse me. That is the exact line you want to throw. Nathan is under the basket. Mike going roller, Roadrunner. Yes, he is. Mike is rolling a Roadrunner, which will fight up the hill and slow down and probably be right at the basket again. Mike and his rollers, as many times as I watch them all the time, I see him throw rollers all the time, and they surprise me. They're so good. He knows what he's doing with the roller.
Yeah, just incredible. Seemingly on all these holes that you just don't think, oh, this is a roller hole. He just throws it, and like we just saw, 3-4 feet from the basket. That was great.
Yeah, the roller's a good idea because, you're fighting downhill, you're rolling uphill, it's going to slow down. Even if you're left or right, it's not going to push past the basket too much. So it's a really good option to have.
Yeah, and a long grass we see on this fairway even. I'm surprised it got all the way up there, but he has enough power on it to get it up there.
Yeah, Lucas had that one tree in his way, and it looks like it kicked him out about the same distance. So he's got a little tester for par, probably about 20 feet, 22 feet. And he left it a little bit short. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's going to put him at edge of circle for a comeback bogey putt.
And
no
nails it.
That was a great putt for bogey. I'm sure, he didn't want to do that, but shows you the type of player he is. He went down there, he focused, he took his time, and he hit his putt.
Yeah, very impressive, especially like we were saying, one of the earlier rounds. He is only 16 years old, so not a typical attribute you see for a player of his age.
It's just he's really good. So here's Mike dropping in the roller 2 with a small little tree in his way. But no problem for Mike. And Mike actually got probably, one stroke away from Lucas now after a bogey for Lucas and the birdie for Mike.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if Lucas has been anything other than tied for the lead, at least for this entire tournament so far. So it's getting close.
And hole 11, if y'all just saw that, if you have not seen hole 11, this is one of the most interesting holes. Nathan here's going to go flex sidearm. He's going to try to throw it, I think, right inside or outside of that tree. We're directly in front of him and come down to the right. Some people might throw rollers to get down to the hill. Overstable driver will get down the hill. So it's a straight drop off, and that needs to sit. That is heading towards OB. And I believe that's out of bounds.
Yes, it was. It was past the marked flags.
That was just unlucky.
Yeah, that was a great shot to get all the way down there. Not the line most people take, the early left forehand. And not sure where Mike's wound up, but definitely a very tricky, very unique hole.
And here's Jake throwing the roller. And by the looks, it looks like he must have got caught up a little bit. Lucas going harp. And that looks it's such a weird hole. It's like you push it too far, way too easy, you know. I like the roller idea. I don't throw the roller. I throw a very, very overstable adder, and I actually birdie. I parked it. I was about a foot away.
Oh wow!
And that was a great shot. I mean, that's all you can do. You see the rope that's right above Lucas's disc. If you land in that rope, you go to the drop zone. You don't take a stroke penalty, but it puts you like 30 feet out. And Mike just hit that for a birdie from top of the hill. That was an amazing putt. And here's Nathan throwing from the drop zone, I believe.
Yep, and this will be for his par, I think.
And again, he's got that smooth spin putt. He just floats it. He puts his arm up, gives it enough to where, as long as he keeps releasing the disc where his arm is as high as it is, it goes in every time. And I guess, is Jake putting from the drop zone or is he in bounds?
Yeah, I think he's putting from the drop zone. I think he actually was out of bounds long after his second shot. Couldn't quite see where it ended up, so.
Yeah. So birdie, par, bogey on this one. And that right there shows you how steep that hill is.
Yeah. Lucas can barely stand there, let alone gets the putt out of his hand in the right height to get it in.
So hole 11 at Shiprock is an interesting hole. I really like it. Going into hole 12, par 3, 352 feet. You have the river that runs directly beside of you on the right side the whole time. You're looking to get something to just fight right through here, land somewhere, anywhere around the basket. It is tough because you're throwing from an elevated tee down, so the limbs are in your way. It's hard to push through there, but as you can see from this camera view, it's such a beautiful tee.
Beautiful tee, but there's not much room for our tee camera, so we're relying on a bit of a different angle. But our catch cam operator, Wendy, will certainly get the end of their flights.
Yeah, that's a good view, though. I like where you're standing. I think there's, like you said, there's really nowhere to go. You can actually, that's a great view of the tee right there. If you're playing the hole while somebody's throwing, you can stand behind them and look through the little fenced area.
I think we can see Mike is peeking through there.
Oh, yeah. You see Mike's little head right there behind Lucas right now. And you can just sit there and watch people drive. That's about the best view. But I don't believe that would work for your camera.
Right.
And that right there shows you the drop off. It's pretty downhill from up there. So Lucas throwing something with a little flip up and pushes it past the basket. That just amazes me. Like, I'm not even getting into the tree lines, and this kid's throwing a mid-range through the trees and past the basket.
Very impressive.
Jake needs to get a little bit right. Oh, he pushed out into the short grass, so he'll actually have somewhat of a putt at it.
Ooh, narrowly misses that tree.
Yeah, that was close. I know Mike was like, uh-oh.
But he's right in the green. He'll probably have a putt for his par pretty close.
Nathan with a 40-ish footer. Kept it a little bit low. Put it in the cabbage under the basket. Jake with about a 35, 36 footer probably. Good height, dropped a little soon. And I just noticed Lucas and Mike are tied until just then Lucas takes the lead.
Oh, that's right. Mike got the bird in the last hole.
Yeah. So for a hole, Mike was tied for the lead, and Lucas did not like that. So he said, you know what? I'm going to go birdie the next one and take it back.
Yeah, if I think first time, like we said, Lucas did not have the outright lead since this tournament began.
Cleaning up their pars. Going into hole 13. Hole 13 coming up is 298 feet. It's exactly right around 300 feet like it says. You can throw a hyzer aim at the right trees and come in. You can throw mid-range straight at it, sidearm, whatever you like to do. But what you don't want to do is push it too far, 60, 70 feet past the basket, and the river is back there. There's some high grass, maybe 30 feet past it and 30, 40 feet to the right of it. And Lucas here with his heart, I'm sure he's just going to pop this up to the right, let it fall left. Maybe a little bit soon and early, but it looks like he has a putt. Mike with his eagle, he needs a little skip, and I think he's, 10, 12 feet away.
Yep.
It's a good shot.
Work.
I think it was Bradley that was playing in my group actually aced this hole during our round this round.
That's right. I was actually just about to bring that up. Shout out to Bradley Good for acing hole 13. I think we were on hole 10 when that happened, and we heard it, and we knew exactly what it was because I think we could see through the woods. You guys were still on the tee pad, so it was probably an ace.
We were yelling. Yeah, we were yelling. He just had his hands up like, I can't believe that just went in. And his first words were, I don't ace during sanctioned rounds. I can't believe that went in. And Jake was a little bit low on that putt. Lucas to keep one over Mike. That was a great putt because I'm pretty sure Mike's like 12 feet away. And Mike should be at 23 down. Maybe a little bit farther, maybe about 15 feet. Good putt by Mike.
Yep, no problem. Got 2 pumper. It's going in every single time.
2 pumps short, 3 pumps long.
That's right. So
Nathan was a little upset about that one.
But we'll move over to hole 14, par 4, 585 feet. Throwing flat to Hyzer, trying to get through this gap that the drone's flying through. There's also a left side gap or wider right gap. Most players are probably going to go up to the middle. Second throw, setting up either a right-hand backhand with a little bit of low ceiling we see here, where there's a lot more air on the left side to throw a forehand or even a backhand turnover. And thank you to Hyzer Flip Disc Golf for sponsoring this hole.
Yeah, thank you, Scott Lewis and Hyzer Flip, for everything they do. Scott's been a friend of mine for a really long time, and he's done a lot for me over the years. And Lucas, maybe a little bit right. And the river does run back there, so if you turn it over too much, you can push it into the river. I'm going to say Mike's probably just going to aim at the big tree in front of him and let it fall left around. Yeah, he's just throwing – he's trying to throw the S, but he pushed it over a little bit also.
Ooh.
And that was probably a good tree. That was probably a good limb. It would have pushed him. He was heading towards the out-of-bounds water. And even if you get in the high grass over there, it's tough to get up and down. And that needs to stay clean. That'll be just fine. But it looks like even Nathan got a little bit over on it.
Jake says, I don't care about which gap. I'm going to throw it over the top. I'm going to pretend I'm Lucas right now.
Yeah, and that was perfect where Jake just landed. Mike needs to turn just a little bit, which it is. Picture
Beautiful.
Perfect.
Yep.
Nathan going Firebird. Putting it out, letting it dump in. Great shot from Nathan.
Bringing up for 2, yeah.
Yeah, and you can tell where Lucas is right now. If he hadn't hit something, he would have pushed OB into the river.
Oh, he's like giving it a scare, yeah.
Jake left it a little bit short, about a 23, 24, 25 footer. Great little spin, pushed it off to the right, let it turn left and fall directly in the middle. That was a good putt by Jake. And this is on Sunday, and like Saturday, man. These are the first days that we've had humidity, so it's a little sticky out there for the first time after being cold all winter. So new playing conditions starting up for the year.
It definitely probably takes some time for these players to adjust the grip. Just, their bodies themselves getting used to being hot again, playing in, less clothes, probably more comfortable, but it's definitely a transition that they have to make. And we will go ahead, sorry.
Hole 15, par 4, 579 feet. OB to the right. This whole circle around this tree is out of bounds. You'll have OB to the left. You're trying to push it a little bit behind to where we just went, and then maybe the 250 to 350 foot up shot to the basket, par 4. Straight uphill, and
That might just be like long enough.
Looks like Lucas might have pushed it a little too straight, might be out of bounds.
Yeah, that landed in the out of bounds. I saw from the other side, he almost cleared that out of bounds. Landed about 5 feet short.
Yeah, because I was on the hole a couple holes ahead and showed him, had to point over to where it went out of bounds. And it was only within 15 feet of the far line.
Another blind hole, obviously very far uphill. These players probably just trying to land somewhere near, maybe a little bit further past the short tee pad, excuse me.
Yeah, anywhere around the short pad is a great shot. Tell, looks like Jake was a little left, but that's right down the middle, right by the short pad. He's going to probably be 350 feet out. Lucas is probably only about 80, 90 feet off the pad. He is probably 490, 500 feet to the basket.
And that's about how far he throws.
That's amazing. So he'll have a putt to save his par. Might push it out. And it's still a good push from back there where they're landing, just to get to that basket.
Yeah, I believe the short pad is almost 400, so maybe a little over 4.
And Jake putting a nice run on it. Probably putting him 10, 15 feet past it. Looking like Nathan's going Firebird again. Putting him on the outside. Yeah, he's probably a good 45 feet short, 40 feet short. With the uphill, he's able to run at it a little bit stronger. You don't have to worry about anything. It looks like he got the height on it. And just fell out a little bit left. That was a good bid. Lucas to save par after probably a close to 500-foot shot. And with it being longer than the basket, I'm going to say it was a 500-foot shot. And
great putt. Yeah, while we were following around, obviously we can hear the players talk. He was saying that he can throw 530 controlled and 550 if he really puts one out there. So not surprised if he just threw that 500 and put it within putting distance.
Good birdie by Jake. Yeah, I was watching Lucas throw after the final round from pretty much Tournament Central to the woods of, I believe it's hole 4. And he was getting to the woods of hole 4. So here we go into hole 16. This high grass off to the right is out of bounds. There's a Mando up to the top corner right, and then there's an OB barbed wire fence to the left. You're looking to land somewhere around here, and then you have about 250 to 300 foot up shot to the basket. Somebody like Lucas with his power can probably push into the trees, but most players are probably going to have about a 300 foot up shot after their drive. And with the downhill slope, it's very easy to turn it over to the right OB, or if you don't put enough turn on it, easily Hyzer OB over by the barbed wire fence.
Yeah, tricky hole with obviously going downhill left to right and right to left on both sides, filtering down, as we see right where Jake lands in that out of bounds. But it's a very tight gap you're actually trying to hit very far away. So small landing
Yeah.
area.
Jake's relativity neutron got away from him. And right here, I'm standing on hole 17 over by the basket. And Lucas missed the Mando.
It's tough to see it. It's just to the right of that one biggish tree on the hillside. He just went. It was a huge throw, but just to the right of that and flexed out. So that will be a re-tee from here. He'll be throwing again after everybody's initial tee shot.
Yeah, he threw that brand new orbit ride that I gave the Kevin Kiefer 3 edition, and he crushed that thing. It just, you know, the Mando's over there because hole 15's pads down there, and you don't want somebody crashing in on the side.
Right.
It has to be there. It needs to be there. I do believe that maybe in the future there could be a drop zone for the Mando. And then this is what he was looking for the first time. It's still turning over a little bit, but that's crushed.
Huge. Through the tree line.
It went through the tree line, so that's over 500 feet right there.
Easily. That's impressive. We say it again and again. His distance is just extremely impressive.
Yeah, and here's Jake throwing 3 after his OB stroke. That looks like a good line. He needs a little skip to the basket. And maybe a little short, but he has a chance to save his par.
This is one of the greens that does have some shorter grass down at the bottom of the hill where you can get some skip. A lot of the course has big lush grass that is going to just eat your disc up, no skip.
Yeah, I heard it likes to it floods a little bit down there, so it holds a lot of water sometimes. So it was a little bit squishy. Nathan, close to the barbed wire out of bounds. He'll be able to just throw a flick over the OB right to the basket. Good looking shot. What's that, about 15 feet away? Maybe 12?
Yep, that'll work.
And here's Lucas after re-teeing on a 640-foot hole, almost throwing in his heart for par. I don't know. I mean, it was a little short. I bet that hit 570.
Yeah, it was obviously far right, but almost, even with the pin far to the right side.
Yeah, you can see him walking over right now. So, I mean, that was a good 570, 580-foot shot downhill through the trees.
Yeah, past hole 15 onto 14's green, essentially.
Yeah, and Mike just didn't get the full commit to that. So here's Lucas putting for bogey. And that was an impressive second shot. I'm sure that bogey's eating him, but he's tied again with Mike Moser after that, as long as Mike hits his putt. I believe Nathan's putting for birdie here with his Luna. Ooh, that worried him a little bit. It looked like he didn't get as much spin as he normally does, didn't fully commit to his putt, but it's in the bottom of the basket, so that's all he's looking for.
Yeah, not to take too much away, Nathan also has some pretty good distance, right? He made it just about to that tree line left side, stayed just short enough to not be out of bounds, but he had no more than 150 feet to the basket as well for his second shot and able to capitalize and get the birdie.
Yeah, he easily put about 500 feet on that downhill because right where he was landing was right at the OB where it turns left. And that's an amazing shot. Here we go into hole 17, par 4, 538 feet. All of this high grass right here that's directly under the drone is out of bounds. So anything to the right is OB. Earlier to the left, there's that same barbed wire fence that we just played down, 16. It is also out of bounds. 538 feet. I think Lucas could probably just throw his harp there.
It seems like it.
And I really like this play from Nathan. He's got a strong forehand, so he's just going to aim over to the trees, let it dump off to the right. As long as he's got it wide enough, it's going to dump off to the right. He'll be able to go up there and throw a hyzer to the basket. So 2 pretty safe shots. With your backhand, you have a very easy you know, like Mike's having to throw it OB the whole time to come back, and then it sometimes will push too far left, which that's actually okay where he landed. We got Jake throwing his nitro neutron, pushing it over the out of bounds. And I did not see where that landed.
Just left side, short of the tall grass. So similar spot to Mike.
And Lucas has a rive in his hand. This is that one he just threw, you know, 600 feet on the last hole. So I'm going to say he's going to hyzer down the back left side of the hill past everything. And he'll have an easy little, probably a little hard flick to the basket from where he landed.
Yeah, so the out of bounds does end right at the end of this tree line left, so he is safe over there. And where the tree line continues, he can probably approach the basket from the far side over on 16's fairway side.
Yeah, and from this spot, I mean, you're having to throw it almost 300 feet. It's not that far, but it's still quite a bit uphill. And there's Nathan got a little bit of a skip, but it's a hard skip when you get up here. But Nathan will have a birdie putt. It looks like all of them will actually have a good chance at birdie on this hole. Jake ending up just a tad bit short. Lucas with the fast up shot. Good putt by Jake. Good putt by Nathan. Two pumps for Mike. 1, 2.
There you go.
I didn't see where Lucas landed, but I'm sure he's close.
Right, if he's last, it's looking like we're probably getting another star frame here. Actually, maybe the first one for this round. We saw quite a few over at Bookmiller. And yeah, that'll be 4 birdies on hole 17. We'll move over to the last hole for this round, hole 18, par 3, 289 feet. The way the drone's flying will be a nice right-hand, backhand hyzer, out of bounds crop field on the right side. There's also the straighter gap or a forehand gap going straight up the hill. Basically just got to miss that one big deadish looking tree in the middle and get up to the green.
Nathan pushed it that straight. Mike's going to probably go outside right, force something over a little bit and let it come back. And he just a little bit of early release.
Yeah, it looked like good line, like you said, just a little early, but that was probably going to be right what you're looking for. A little bit wider, that was going to be right there.
I think Jake puts it right to the edge of the circle, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, coming up to 18, we did have a little bit of a gallery, people walking around, finishing their rounds right by Tournament Central in the parking lot. So exciting to end the lead cards round up on 18's green.
Yeah, 18's a tough little hole. I mean, it's uphill the hole. You can really see how uphill it is from where Mike's standing right there. Mike giving it a good bid. Nathan looking to be probably right around 40. Let's see if he can finish this off. Finish up with a big putt. Oh, looked to be perfect, just a little bit high. Lucas to take the lead for round 4. And it looks like we will have a tie going into the final round.
Yep, Mike and Luke are pretty close to the basket, both tapping in their pars.
And that putt right there for Jake knocked me off of the second card and pushed me to the third card. At least that's what I was told by everybody in my group. So
yeah. Well, you'll have some work to do on the final round.
Yeah, this is a great course. If you've never been to Shiprock, I'd take the time to drive out to Lancaster, PA, and try this course out. It is a lot of fun. And thank you again for having me, Kevin Gleason, Team Captain Latitude 64. Talk to y'all for the final round tomorrow.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining me, and we'll take a look at the round 3 results. We actually have a 3-way tie. First place, obviously, Lucas and Mike. Dylan Horst also shooting a hot round of 11 down, also with Ethan Hine joining us. 2 hot rounds, 1027 rated. So super exciting card for the final round, final day. This tournament coming up tomorrow. Thank you to our supporting sponsors, Carbella Design and Tono Group. Thank you to Kevin for joining me, and thank you for watching this coverage. 3 days in, 1 more round to go. Please subscribe if you haven't done so. Next round will be out tomorrow, and we'll see you in the next hole.
Make sure you subscribe. Thank you again. Bye.